All right, so this is Amani Channel. This is the special class on social distancing in the social distancing era, social video marketing in the social distancing era. I think all of us are feeling the effects now. When they told me I was going to be working from home, I thought it was just going to be like 2 weeks or a month or something. Here we are, like going on. What is this, going on the third month or something now? It's kind of crazy. And if you have a business owner, you have a business they're trying to market, trying to gain customers for, maybe you found the business has slowed down for you. Maybe you found that you have this mindset where maybe you are worried that folks aren't spending money. But if you've noticed on like Facebook, on Instagram, on the social networks, a lot of folks are still creating video content to serve their audience and to serve their community. And that can really be the bridge between you and your audience, right? So that's what this presentation is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and try to open the slides here. And I probably won't go full screen because I have two monitors set up and it was going to the wrong screen when I hit full screen. So I apologize for that. All right, so first of all, my big promise to you is we're going to talk about why social distancing is creating the biggest business video marketing opportunity for business owners. And that's because you want to attract leads and clients. And you can really do that effectively and efficiently with video marketing. And this is even if the camera petrifies you or you don't know how to make videos. If you've never made a video before, you can really be successful and accelerate your video making skills. And I applaud you for just taking the time to be on this call. And actually, before we jump into this, I do want to take a moment just to, I'm going to diverge a little bit, just say that I know this country is going through a lot of changes right now. I know we have a lot of things going on. So I just take a moment to think about just the challenges that we're facing, both with COVID, with a lot of social justice issues. I'm a person that believes in equality. I have people across the spectrum who are my friends and I consider lifelong friends and associates. So let's just all do what we can to help, even if it's in a small way, just let's pray for peace and that sort of thing. All right. So I just want to say that before we really get into this presentation. Sorry to go off on a tangent here. All right. So my goal for this presentation is to help you use video to grow your business or to serve more people, right? Because if you're a servant, if you're in business, I would assume you're a servant, right? You're in your business to help people. Maybe you have a service that really is life-changing. You're a coach. Maybe you have you're a business owner of some type. And you really love seeing the transformation that your product or your service brings in people's lives, right? So you're going to take this information and you're going to apply it and actually start implementing the things that I teach. And if nothing else, you're going to get out of your comfort zone and just make your first video if you've never made a video before. And if you've made videos before and just looking for some tips to tweak or whatever, I can also provide. This is also going to provide some excellent information for you. All right, so I do have an awesome gift that I'm going to share with you if you stick around at the end. So please stick around at the end. I'm going to share my affordable gear guide with you folks. If you're looking for, looking to figure out what equipment you can use in like your home studio or for your mobile phone, I'm going to go over a lot of the gear in this presentation, but I have a gear guide that links to a lot of Amazon equipment that you might find helpful. So stick around to the end and I'll share the link to that. All right, so hopefully most of you know who I am. I am Amani Channel. I call myself the video fearless dude. I've had a few different incarnations online. So when I started back in 2006 vlogging, I had a brand called My Urban Report. And I called myself the Urban Reporter because I was doing more citizen journalism style, guerrilla-like news stories. I come from a news background. So when I got out of the day-to-day news business, reporting full-time, I was at Fox 13. I moved to Atlanta in 2006. I started like vlogging and I got really passionate about creating these vlogs. And so then I moved on to create a brand called Web Video Chef. So I did tutorials with another partner in Baltimore, Maryland. And now I have Video Fearless, which my goal with Video Fearless is just help you get a little less fearful of making videos. That's what I say. So if you can get a little less fearful, each time you make a video, you'll get a little more courage to do so. All right, I'm a baseball dad. My son loves to play baseball. He also likes to play Fortnite, so I should put Fortnite dad there now. I'm a broadcaster. I've worked at Fox 13 in Tampa. I've worked at WJLA in Washington, D.C. TV stations really around the country. I now work in Atlanta. But my broadcasts and commentaries have appeared on NPR, CNN, Fox News Channel, HD News. I've been featured in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I've also been nominated for an Emmy, which is something that I'm really proud for. And I've also won a couple of awards for corporate video productions that I've produced and been involved with. But what I most like to do, aside from working in video, is I love to teach video. So anybody who knows me knows that actually I've been doing this for years and years, just teaching folks and really the last couple of years I really got focused on helping folks with their video confidence, because I really feel like that can be the sticking point that can prevent a lot of folks from just getting started with video. You know, just feeling like you know what you're going to say, knowing that you're not going to be dumb, that folks aren't going to be like, who is this sharing this information? Knowing that you have permission to share your expertise and to share your blessing is really what I call it. Because if you have a specialty or know have a specialized knowledge, you really owe it to your audience to share that with them, especially if you can bless them. And really video, I've always felt like video is big, and now more than ever, video is really big and it's really important. These are some pictures of my broadcasting life in the past 20 plus years that I've worked in the industry. So the one that I don't say I'm most proud of, but the one in the top middle is me when I really struggled on camera, when I was really learning how to report. And I've rubbed elbows with some celebrities. Like I said, I've been featured on some networks. I've had a lot of fun. I've had some positive and some not so great times. So, you know, but now I'm here to share my knowledge, right? I love giving back. So that's what I'm here to do. So the question is, are you in the right place? So obviously, if you're here to learn about video marketing, or if you want to learn about how to share a message with confidence, you're in the right place. Maybe you have a business, but growth has slowed because of the Rona. Maybe you haven't been able to network. You haven't been able to go to networking events or hold in-person meetings like you're used to doing. I've talked to a lot of folks that say, I'm a people person, and this COVID's kind of changed things because now I'm on home isolation, and really video is the only way I can connect, but it's really awkward sharing a message on camera. So if you're ready to launch a course, YouTube channel, or go live, but you're not sure about the equipment you need or how to message your videos, you're in the right place. Or if you've struggled long enough with camera fear and you're ready for some expert mentorship to attract leads and clients, you're in the right place as well, all right? So hopefully nobody hop off the call right now, okay? That's my goal. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from sticking around. So I do have a selfish motive for hosting this free training right now. My goal is to help 10,000 people start making videos or start video marketing. Folks that might be afraid, they might not know their voice, they might not think they had their information is really valuable to others, because there's really a ripple effect when you start making videos through social sharing, through video SEO, people being able to search your hashtag or find you on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever the social network may be. Video can really create that ripple effect. One person might see a video and share with another person, who shares it with another person, and they're like, wow, this is exactly the information that I was looking for. And then I want people to start sharing their stories. The real goal with me teaching video production and video marketing is because really stories are so important for your relatability, for people trusting you, for building that know, like, and trust, and for people wanting to do business with you. And videos can be very powerful. You can really change lives by just sharing your story. So I have an example of that. I'm going to sort of diverge for a second. Let me hop off the screen share. So back in 2006, my wife and I were pregnant with twins, and you know, it was a really exciting time. Me being the video geek that I was recording every moment, every doctor's appointment. And my wife and I ended up going to New York at 20 weeks, and my wife had some complications on the flight there. I think the doctors think she had like a mini stroke or something because her eye was like not tracking correctly. She was hospitalized for a few days. So once she got out the hospital, we flew back to Tampa, where we were living at the time. And like the day after we got back to Tampa, she delivered our twins, and they were only 20 weeks they were 20 weeks old, basically. They were still in the womb, but they were only 20 weeks. So they only lived with us for about an hour. It was a very tragic day. I'm not telling you that to make you sad, but what I did was, about a year later, I decided to create a video sort of documenting our experience. And it was more like a cathartic thing for us. It was like, we just wanted to share our story, posted it to YouTube. And over the years, folks have just expressed to us how they've experienced something similar, and that they, you know, were encouraged by our story. We were able to raise thousands of dollars for the March of Dimes over the years. So we were able to take that negative event and use video, turn it into something very positive. So that's just one example of how sharing your story can impact people greater than yourselves, right? Just by sharing your story. So like I said, I'm not here to bring anybody down, but I just want to share the story, the personal story of how we've used video, both for business, but also for our personal lives, to help inspire and encourage others. Let's keep it going here. All right, so after doing this for 20 plus years, I've developed a formula for attracting leads and clients with simple videos. I've also developed a formula that helps you shine on camera, even if you have no experience, even if you've never done it before, even if it scares the bejesus out of you. Also, I've developed video options and researched and now share my video production techniques that allow you to create a great looking video without having to spend thousands of dollars on the camera, on the equipment, on the lighting, any of that stuff. And also a fast and efficient video production process. Because at the end of the day, if you're in business, you don't want to spend like 6 to 8 hours editing a video or, you know, fooling around with the equipment, setting it up, etc. You want to be able to knock it out, get it done, get it uploaded, and keep moving on with the rest of the business that you're taking care of. Now, I discovered it the hard way, right? So I'm going to tell my story right now, but it really wasn't easy for me. Like I learned through trial and error a lot of the things that I'm sharing with you today. But what you're going to get is the cheat way and the easy way. So this is the hard way, right? So I used to get so nervous on camera during live shots. This is me back in my early days. I didn't have as much scruff on my face. I had more of a hairline back then. But what would happen is with this particular story, the anchor, and I only have a few examples where I really had issues on camera because I didn't save any of my video fails, right? I mean, I was trying to save my live shots that actually look good so you can get a job moved to the next market. But this is one example. So I was working in Tampa, and as soon as the anchor tossed to me, my mind went blank. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but the nerves would like overtake me. And as soon as like I would know what I was going to say, And then as soon as the anchor would toss it to me, my mind would go blank, and I do this like neck snap thing where I look down real quick and have to sort of gather my marbles and figure out what I was going to say and try to recompose myself to deliver my live shot or my live information. And so, you know, this went on for like 3 or 4 years. It didn't, you know, I didn't figure it out like overnight. I struggled and I struggled. I asked my news director, I was like, did you guys ever think to pull me off air? Because if I would have worked, like Tampa's a pretty big market. It's like the 13th largest market, but it's only like Atlanta where I live now is like market number 10. Now I know that if I struggled like I did in Atlanta back in the day, if that was like my first on-air job, they wouldn't have let me struggle. Like they would have pulled me from on air. I'm sure they would have. But I asked my news director, I was like, did anybody want to pull me off here? He's like, there's some conversation about it, but we knew you were learning, right? We knew you were learning, and we have faith that you would figure it out. Now I have to say that I probably wouldn't have figured it out as after all those years, this guy really helped me accelerate my poise, my composure, being able to speak on camera with confidence. His name is Rod Finch, and he actually lives in Atlanta now. It's such a small world. He moved to Atlanta too, so we're all here in Atlanta still. But he was like my mentor, like my best friend. He was like my photographer. He saved my butt so many times doing stories. And when I was really struggling one day, he was like, Amani, you know, what's going on with you? He's like, why are you like, you know, everybody, you know, the folks who you think are your friends at the station, they talk about you behind your back, right? He was like, you know that, right? I was like, yeah, man, I just don't know, man. I just can't figure it out. So one day we were out in the field, and he was like, I think somebody gave you some bad advice. Instead of trying to be like this guy who's like a, you know, hard crime reporting reporter, he was like, why don't you try to be like this guy who's a little more low key? He's a little bit more like your personality. And when he said that, the light bulb went off that I could just be myself. I could still be a credible reporter. I could still be an authoritative reporter, but I could just be myself and deliver the information and tell the story. And after that, I quickly figured it out and I got better. So, you know, like I said, my content's been featured on CNN. I never worked for CNN, but I've been on CNN a couple of times, been on Fox News Channel for my stories. It's just an example of what can happen if you're able to, you know, master your craft is really how I look at it. But maybe you're still like this, right? Maybe you're just like, I'd rather not be on camera. Turn the camera off. I'm camera shy. I'm a behind the scenes person. I don't know what to say. I feel like I look dumb. I don't like my voice. I don't like my looks, right? But you want to get to here, right? You want to be confident. You want to be able to smile, just relax and share your information. Well, that's what we're here to do today. So, you know, maybe fear's that big boulder that's stopping you from sharing your message using video to get started. Maybe you feel like cameras are awkward. People will reject you. You don't have an audience. You're a perfectionist. I talk to a lot of folks who are like, I just like to be perfect. And every time I record a video, like I say something wrong and I try to record it again, it turns into this like multiple take kind of thing where it's just like, I can understand that if you like to be in control of your message, if you like to be perfect, then it can be a serious stumbling block for you. Maybe you feel like you just get anxious. You know what to say. You don't like how you sound. Those are all things that prevent you. But what I want to do is I want to blow up that boulder for you this evening so that you can start taking advantage of the new social distancing and still get your message out there, still reach your potential clients. All right, so I'm going to take a pause from the screen right here and see. I'm going to hop in the comments and see if anybody has commented or if anybody has any questions. All right, so no questions in the comments. Let me know if this all makes sense, if it's good information so far. I know I really haven't hopped into it, but hopefully even my story can make you, inspire you to know that you can do it. You can make videos, you can share your message, all right? So let me get back into and I'm going to do this throughout this presentation. So I'll hop in and out just to make sure we're tracking correctly if anyone has questions, and then I'll answer your questions at the end as well. All right, now, believe it or not, there's only two things you need to really get started with video production. There's only two things your videos must have. You need to have a message, information, value, right? So the information you share should be valuable. It should, can be entertaining. Hopefully you have some, if you don't feel like you don't have a personality, that's perfectly fine. But if you can be entertaining, that's even better. But you have to build that know, like, and trust, right? And that's why sharing valuable information is really important in your messaging. The second thing you need to do is to just have some equipment and just know how to use it correctly. So that's only two things. So hopefully you're taking some notes. Those are only two things you need to do to really start making videos. All right. Now, what I'm hearing from folks is that they fear rejection. They feel like they look incompetent. They feel like people don't like you. They're awkward talking to the camera, stumbles, they don't understand the gear, how to use it. They need video help to reach more people or to reach prospects or clients. All right. So go ahead and drop it in the comments if you can drop in the comments right now, if that's you, or if you agree with that. And then I'll go back and check as we move forward to make sure that I'm hitting on the key points. Now, why is video so important now? Well, with sales now heavily depending on the success of digital efforts, that your business must make sure that your content is relevant, entertaining, and insightful, right? So because we're not able to meet in person, like even if I wanted to like do a seminar or do a event, this is my event right now. You being on the camera, listen to me talk right now, babble to you for like 45 minutes or so. This is going to be our event. This is how we're going to meet. This is how we can communicate. This is how I build my relationships with folks. And it's the same for you. Like if you want to reach folks, if you want to connect with folks, video is the way to go. It doesn't have to be like a long presentation like this one. It can be a short 2 or 3 minutes. It can be a longer 10, 15-minute live stream, whatever it is, but it's the way you're going to reach your audience. So I don't know what everybody's level is in terms of their marketing or their business, but I did want to sort of define what video marketing is. This is just my definition. So I didn't go to Wikipedia. I didn't search what is video marketing, but it's using organic video and video ads to attract followers, prospects, and customers with DIY or professionally produced videos. And it's the process of rapidly building know, like, and trust with video content. So it's kind of a two-pronged definition, but that is my explanation of what video marketing is. Now, video marketing has some other benefits, right? It doesn't just have, business benefits or sales benefits. It can create goodwill. It can provide business updates. You can build your authority or influence. It can present interview opportunities, all right? So video will do all these things for you. I can raise my hand and say throughout my career, just by my online presence, I've gotten opportunities to speak at conferences. I've been interviewed on other podcasts. I've gotten media exposure. I've gotten also clients from video, all of the above just from having a video presence online. And that certainly there's nothing to stop you from being successful as well. So now I'm going to share some ideas through students and through folks that I've mentored, because maybe you're wondering, like, can video really work for me? Will it work for me? Or, so I'm going to present some counter thoughts. Maybe you're thinking the video's hard or video's this or that, but I'm present some alternative ways of thinking about it. Because a lot of times, if we just change the way we think about something, it creates a solution for us. So first of all, you think that speaking on camera, the first shift is that speaking on camera is really the easiest type of public speaking. So I don't know, like I'm introverted, all right? So I've spoken at conferences on stages as well as video and on TV. Once I finally figured out how to speak on camera, really, I prefer just the one-on-one, like speaking to a camera, because I know that my audience, I know, like I can see you now because you're on Zoom, but even when I'm just recording a video, I know my audience is at the other side of the lens. When I get in front of crowds, sometimes I get a little nervous and I got to work through my anxiety a little bit. And I can like, if someone was to ask me to speak at a conference, I wouldn't hesitate to do it. But I'm just saying that I enjoy speaking on a camera a little bit more than I do a public speaking opportunity. Now, why do I say that? Well, this is May Rabano. She's known as the Strong Bikini Mom. And when May first reached out to me, she was like, well, even to this day, she's like, I hate public speaking. I don't like talking. I don't like making videos. I'm petrified of going on camera, and I just need some help, like figuring it out. So I figured out a time to talk to her. I kind of want to just listen to her challenges and offer some solutions. And when I first met her, her goal was just to go live on Facebook, and she said she'd never done it before. So during our call, I offered her just some general suggestions on things she should think about when she's going live. And so she actually went and did. And I said, reach back out to me after you're live. and let me know what happened. And so she's what she said. So she said, I got over myself, my fear, and just went for it. I thought I wouldn't have much to say yet. To my surprise, I came up with 45 minutes worth of content. As time passed, I began to relax and get into the groove. When I started my Q&A, there was a lot of interaction that eventually led to gaining a new client. This is her very first time going live on Facebook. She got a new client. So I can't tell you that the first time you go live, you might have those results, but I can just show you that if you're able to get over your fear and just attack and just get in action mode, what kind of results you can have. And she went on to become a student. She enrolled in my program, and I continue to talk to her this day. Like anyone who invests in a program or any sort of coaching, like I'm always there for them. And she ended up saying that it's easier because you're only speaking to a camera. All right. So that's why I say that, speaking to a camera is actually the easiest type of public speaking there is. All right. This is also a shift. So my second shift is that you're confident already. You just need to discover your on-camera confidence. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me ask you this. You're probably comfortable sharing information to your loved ones, your husband, to your spouse, to, in a job situation where you're working with a client, you probably have no problem sharing content or information with them, right? Or telling them what you do or how you can bring value to their project. It's the same thing with video, because it's just, all it is just sharing your information, what you already know on camera. It's really not a big deal. And Chip Dizard is another student of mine who, he's actually a partner of mine too. He's like a good friend of mine. We actually did the Web Video Chefs project together. And he went from web developer to a wedding photographer. And I think he kind of made a pivot since we're in like COVID now. So he pivoted his business. He's still using videos to this day. So he's sharing content online. He goes live on Facebook, uses Instagram, all the platforms to get his message out there. Before he got all that confidence, he was really awkward on camera. He told me one day, he was like, Amani, I'm more of a behind the scenes guy. Like I'm more the cameraman. I'm not the in front of the camera kind of guy. He was like, that's more what you do. And I could never be like you. And I was like, look, Chip, speaking on camera is not about being like anyone else but yourself. And if you're not authentic, if you're not able to share your message in a authentic way, then your audience might not relate to you anyway. So you got to just be yourself. There's only one Chip. There's only one you. And so, yeah, that's what it is. And so, like those some of his symptoms, not being confident, etc. And this is what Chip had to say. He says that now 75 to 85% of his business comes from his social media presence. And he says that I helped him develop his video production, on camera skills. He had little or no confidence. Now he makes videos to mentor, coach through live streams. And he really does. He does all those things. He's done a couple of keynote presentations as well, just from his business profile that he's been able to raise via his videos. And so there's just another success story. I'm not telling these stories just to, brag on my ability to, I didn't create any of these results. Right? All I did was provide the mentorship and the guidance and provide my professional experience in terms of both my video marketing and my, on-camera experience. And that led to these folks who followed my advice and followed my strategies. They were able to find success doing it. All right, the third shift, call it a secret, is that even if you struggled in the past or you've never made a video before, you're probably closer than you think to making awesome videos. And the reason why I'm saying that, first of all, is because you're on this call right now, you're on this class right now, that already shows that you're willing to invest some time to learn a new skill or to improve your skills. But second of all, I have a student named Shayna Atkins, and Shayna is a small business owner, and she speaks at a lot of conferences. And when I met her, she said she didn't have any confidence on camera. And I almost didn't believe Shayna, because she had such a command of the stage when she was speaking on the stage. She was like owning the stage, really. She was telling the audience to do this and that. Everybody was listening to her. And then after her session, she ran up to her. She's like, Amani, I need your help. I do this video demo for this project that I'm working on. And I think I'm gonna bomb it. I've made videos before. I'm really uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable speaking on camera. And she was like, I'm just worried that I'm gonna fail. So she had a lot of self-doubt. She didn't have any, her eye contact was poor. She didn't know how to structure her videos. And so I went through and I coached her through it. And after working with me, she said that she came out of my shell. She recorded a course on Black Friday. She left a real long testimony. I'm not gonna read all the information that she wrote to me. But at the end, she said, I'm indebted to you, Amani Channel. I really think he can help a lot of us scale as service-based businesses. All right. So that's, what can happen if you're able to figure out the video marketing thing, right? She ended up creating a Black Friday product and a course and all this other stuff. All right. And I'll just give you a couple other examples real quick before we move on. And what no one really talks about is that magic video is kind of like magic, right? So many times you've just been minding your own business, somebody forwards a video to you and you're like, man, that's just what I needed today. That's just, they just hit the spot. That's the information that I need to hear. That's the upliftment that I need to hear. That's the suggestion that I need to hear. So Misty Harris, after she started, went through my program, and after she started making videos, she said that I was contacted for a commentator position on a television show. They will contact me after all the producers watch my videos. Miracles, miracles. I believe that will happen. Now, when I first met Misty, she was not making any videos. She said that she was nervous, she was anxious, she was scared to make videos. And on top of that, she was like, I have no production experience, no production skills. So after she went through my program, she started going live like twice a week. And this is just the results of her being consistent in her video marketing. All right, and the last example is Charlotte Squire. Because one of the first folks, when I first was getting this idea, I talked to Charlotte, and her problem was similar to mine, where her mind would go blank every time she would record a video. And she says, I have to thank you again, Amani, having fun creating videos. And there she is smiling and looking like she's enjoying it, right? And that's the thing, like if you don't enjoy speaking on camera, sharing a message, if it's not fun for you, like you're not going to keep it up. So you have to find some sort of, either know that you're impacting people, you're helping people, just the fact that you're, the process of making, for me, just making videos is fun, but there has to be something fun about the project. So what I like to do is share with my students how they can find the fun in video making as well. Because if it's not fun, you're just not going to keep it up. All right. These are some of the success stories. I'm not going to dwell on these right now. But what did I discover now? So now I'm going to hop in the meat. All right. So what did I discover that helped me become a fearless storyteller, and it's helped struggling students all over discover their confidence in a fraction of the time it took me? It's really 3 video marketing pillars is what I call it. All right. And it's my formula. It's really the secret sauce in how I help people quickly. Like you don't have to spend 3 or 4 years struggling to get your confidence, figure out what to say, stumble babbling, having frustration after frustration. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to accelerate that process. And it really is what I call my MGR framework, which helps folks get video fearless. All right. And remember, I'm going to answer all your questions at the end. So just stick with me. Don't worry. I'm going to answer all your questions. So you can write them in the comments when I bring the full screen down, or if you can write them down, I'm not sure, but write them down if you have a question for me. I'll be sure to answer it. All right, so what is this framework? Well, M is the message. Your messaging is really the key, with the cornerstone of all your video marketing, because you have to know who you're talking to. You have to know who your audience is, right? You have to know what their pain point is, what they're struggling with, because if you can make a story that relates to them, if you can speak directly to your audience, that's just going to accelerate that know, like, and trust. So have your message figured out, know what you're going to say. It's really important to know what you're like. Don't ever try to just turn on your camera and just start speaking, because it's going to turn into babbles and it's going to turn into frustration, which is going to cause you to want to stop making videos. So don't ever try to make a video without figuring out what you're going to say first and foremost. The G is gear. All right. Now, what is the gear that you all should be using? So I'm sure Donnie, who's been with me for a while, he knows this part of my presentation. There's only 4 things you really need. You need a camera, you need a microphone, you need lights, and you need a tripod. Now, depending upon your situation, you might not need, a mic might not be so important to use, but I always use a microphone for everything I do, whether it's online. I have this, I don't know if you can see it, but I use this, this USB microphone, or if I'm in the field and it's like a noisy situation, I have a mobile mic that I use. There are lights that I use. So actually, let me do this now. So this is a good time to pause because you might have questions. And all right, so the lights that I'm using right now, a lot of folks are like, do I have to spend a bundle on lights? No, you don't. All right. I'm using a $9 Home Depot clamp light. All right. It's just, it has a clamp here. I'm going to turn it off so you can, has a clamp right here, just clamps on the side of my desk. You have to buy the bulb separately, and I put some paper on it just to sort of, so the light isn't as bright on my face. We call it diffusion in video production. But I created this is like copy paper that I basically made a stencil of, and just, I mean, it's super low budget, right? You can sort of see how I have some wax paper and the paper just taped on here. That's what I use for my primary lights. And it makes a big difference. You know, I think it's the sun's starting to go down. So, you know, I mean, the light isn't on me now, right? Your focus or your attention isn't on me when I don't have adequate lighting. So lighting is important. If you're in a home office, you can possibly use your window and use natural light, but sometimes that can backfire depending upon where your window is. So, and let's see what else. What else can I share with you real quick? So I share that. Oh, and then a tripod, like a webcam is just on a. I'm using an external webcam right now, but it's on like with a table. It's on a tripod like this. That's what I use. If you are doing a mobile video, let me grab this. In a mobile video, you might want to grab a tripod adapter. All right, like this one, where you can just slide your phone on here, and you can either do it horizontally or vertically, depending on how you want to shoot it. There's, of course, microphones for your mobile device. Like I said, if you have any questions about the gear, please put them in the chat, because the gear is important. It's important to have the right equipment, because you can't use a USB mic if you're going to make a mobile video. So you gotta make sure you're doing the right thing and have all the right equipment. So so this might be a good time to ask Donnie's question. He says, my biggest challenge is filming and framing myself. Okay, so Donnie, but framing yourself, there's a few ways you can frame. So you can use the rule of thirds, and the rule of thirds is a tic-tac. I said I was answering questions at the end. Now I'm already answering questions. All right, so use a tic-tac-toe grid. Imagine the screen is a tic-tac-toe grid, and place your head on one of the squares in the grid, or else one of the, so like if this was a newscast, right? You've seen the newscasters where they're kind of framed on this third of the frame, and then this side of the frame has like a graphic box, like a murder in Chinatown today. Put it over the shoulder box. But that's really it. If you're filming yourself, Donnie, just make sure you leave like really only 2 fingers worth of headroom. So let me skip a little bit more. So maybe like 2 fingers. You want to leave like 2 fingers worth of headroom, and either have your head on the camera or to the side, using the rule of thirds, like I just explained. That's really it. It doesn't have to be super complicated. Hodges says, you had a ring light. Now do you keep how do you keep the circle from showing your retinas? I don't really think you can. Like, that's the one drawback of a ring light, like in your pupils, right? Like the way you see the circle in your pupils, like you see a lot of the beauty bloggers where you'll see the ring light and you'll see their pupils have the little ring in there. You can try to position the light up higher. That's what I would suggest. Raise the light up and try to position it higher. But the thing is, some of those ring lights, you have to put your camera in the center of the ring. So that's kind of like the negative, and the drawback of using a ring light is that it will produce a little lights in your pupils, and you will be able to see them. Yeah, please do that, Donnie. Just share a video with us, and we'll give you some feedback. We will. So you can use I have an LED light. There are some LED lights. You might just want to, I know ring light's really popular, but that is the drawback of a ring light, is that you will see the circle in your pupils. How can I frame myself and get my products on the table or counter? All right, Camille says, how can I frame myself? So you might want to change the angle. So you might want to go for a higher angle. You might want to put the camera back a little further. And the problem is that the further back you put the camera, if you're not using a microphone, Camille, the bigger challenge you're going to have with the audio. So that might be a way. Adjust the angle of the camera. Like I say, raise the camera up, and they have it tilted down a little bit and further back to get that correct angle. Is probably how you can get that if you have products on the table or counter. All right, so just put the camera back a little further, but I really suggest that if you do that, you have a microphone that you're using, if you'd like to do that, because that's the big thing, is just making the further back the camera gets from you, if you're not using a microphone, like the more hollow and the more like echo you'll hear in your audio, it'll just be a little tinier if you're not using a microphone. All right, so I see some good, thank you for those questions. I'm gonna keep it moving here, folks. So you got that. So the framework is MG. So you have some great questions about the G. And the last thing you need to do is just have a routine, right? What is a routine? Well, a routine is repetition. It's getting your reps in. And when the first live shot that I ever had, that I ever did, I really slaughtered it. Like I babbled the whole thing. I was so nervous. I didn't say anything that made sense. It was like a police involved shooting in a certain part of Tampa. And I can remember like yesterday. It was not a good look. I got this wave of anxiety. The nerves went over me. I just didn't know what to do. It's just like I lost it. But my cameraman afterwards, he said, Amani, the good thing about it, well, he was like, he looked at me kind of funny. He's like, that was interesting. But he said, the good thing about it is it's all about getting your reps in. And it took me a lot of reps. Like, it took me a lot of reps in a long time, but I finally figured it out. And, you know, here we are today. Now I can pass along the torch to you. All right. So remember, message plus gear plus routine equals confidence. And that's the secret to really speaking in your authentic voice of your challenge. That's really the routine of making videos is really what's going to help you attract more people to you. So having a routine, so you don't just make one video go live once a week and not go live for like another week or two. You got to make a routine out of sharing your content. You got to show up for your community. You got to show up for your audience, and really, so they can, so first of all, you can be the top of mind, but secondly, so when they do have that need, or when they do want to do business with you, or they are encouraged to do business with you because you really help them solve a problem, they'll turn to you for some more advice. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So those of you who've been on this presentation, I hope you think that the time we spent together has been well spent. You know, I can't, even in 40 minutes, an hour, I can't cover everything that you'll need in an online class. It's just, there's just not enough time. This is really just the skim version of what I could help you with. But I did want to give you some basics to help you get started, because I believe you can take what I've shared with you now and go out and start making videos, which is my goal. But I do have an offer. This is not a, this is it's actually a free offer. So you can help understand your, so I can, it's actually an offer so I can understand your video needs, and so that we can come up with a strategy to help you out. So before I get into that though, there are basically two things you can do at this point. You can go at it alone. You can go start making videos yourself. You can go ahead and try to, and you might get frustrated. You might not really have fun doing it. You might, you know, not be consistent with it as your competition sort of figures it out. Because I'm sure you know folks in your space or in your sector who are already making videos, right? Or two, you can learn a proven system to help you get confident, to help you start video marketing, to attract those leads and clients, to build your authority from someone who's not actually done it, but who's the best in the world, really. So my sweet spot, my area of genius is helping people quickly master their messaging and their confidence on camera so they can attract those leads and clients to them. That's really what I do best. I feel like I'm the best in the world. I feel like that's really what I do well. That's what I was put here on earth to do, to help people do. So here's how I can help you now. So my team and I have set some time aside in the next week so I can personally listen to you, listen to your challenges, learn what might work for you, and hear your ideas to help you get your business on track. I've shown you how to do this in very broad strokes, but the truth is that everyone's business is different and unique, and you need to know how to apply these shifts to your business individually. And so if that's you, I'd be more than happy to set some time aside out of my schedule and help you work through that. So the question is, what will the right video mentor do for you? All right. So I do want to let me do this real quickly here, because I have let me see if this will work. Oh, I didn't do it. Let me try to do this real quickly here. All right, so I'm gonna play this video for you.
Video is honestly the way.
Oh, gotta love technology here. All right, let me try to do this now. Gotta love Zoom. So hopefully you can see this. If you can't hear it, I'm sorry.
Video is honestly the way to go for my niche.
I wanted to be able to share my story with the world.
I started my business and I knew I needed to do video.
It's harder than people think.
What has been stopping me is my fear of public speaking.
Fear of being perfect or not perfect enough.
A lifelong camera shy.
I feel comfortable on the stage where I'm sharing my story. When it comes to video, I just don't naturally connect the same way. I was like fumbling around, not knowing what to say or how to say it. I actually tried other classes and other, instructors, master groups and stuff.
I lucked into finding Amani, and we had a very short coaching session together during which he really put me at my ease and shared his story of his journey that made me feel that maybe I could do it if he could just show me the way.
He was a regular person making videos except that he had serious journalism experience.
It was a great opportunity for me to connect with the professional.
And I thought, well, heck, if he's just making videos like a normal person, then certainly I can too.
Every day I got a little more comfortable being on camera.
Video seems to be working for me.
I can't recommend Amani highly enough.
I'm ready to rock and roll now. I think I got this.
My recommendation is that you reach out to Amani Channel, a Video Fearless, and you engage with some of his curriculum and coaching, because really he is the key and he will help a lot of us kind of scale past that billable hour.
Hopefully you all. So Carrie asked what shift number 1 was. All right, I'll get into that in just a second, Carrie. All right, so that's just some examples of some students that I've worked with and sort of they're going from beginning to end. Someone was asking me, do you have any examples of like any videos of folks when they first started? And I do have one example, but I didn't put that in the presentation, but it's of a rabbi who, she was actually in my Facebook group and she had to do a webinar and her first video looked, I don't know if Donnie remembers, but her first video looked like pretty bad. And then you sort of watch the transformation, like each video she got a little better and better. And by the end of it, she found a set that looked good. She kind of created a background. She had her face done up. She had, took her glasses off and it was like a transformation like night and day. So I can share that with you as well if you want to see sort of the transformation process. Get back into my slides here. All right, so now how much is it for us to do this strategy call? I'm not going to charge you anything. This is going to be a free strategy call to help you figure out how to start getting really confident, to find out if I'm the right person to help work with you, right? There is no cost to it. It is free, 100% free. This is the catch. It's not for everybody, okay? So this is for folks who are absolutely committed to investing in themselves. They're teachable and they have a true concern for their clients' well-being. You put your students first. You're very concerned about making sure that they have results. You're a service-minded individual, all right? You have to be an expert and have real value to deliver. So if you have an MLM product like a $20 C-Wrap or detox tea, it probably isn't a right fit for us to have this conversation. But if you meet the following criteria above, I think that you'd be a perfect fit for this strategy call. All right. Now, if you want to make videos to reach more people, to serve a bigger audience, you're looking to automate part of your marketing process, attract followers and customers to you. If you truly love helping others, you understand that you have some skin in the game and you're willing and ready to invest in yourself and value results above anybody else. And I'm not talking about 4 years. Like, this is not going to be 4 years at all. This is like using my system will get you fast results. And you have to be coachable, teachable, and you have to value mentorship, all right? So that's the link. If you'd like to schedule a call with me, I'm going to share more about if we end up working together, what my mentorship program looks like in just a second. But that's the link there. It's bit.ly/call-fearless. Now, I do have 5 spaces left on my schedule this week. I think I have a total of 10, but I have 5 bookings already. So if you are interested, I would encourage you to just go to that link and schedule a call. If you have any challenges with the link, please shoot me a message in the chat and I will make sure. Actually, let me just see if I can copy and paste this link in the chat. Actually, let me try to do that. There's the link. I just dropped it in the chat there. Yeah, go ahead and schedule that right now if you'd like to schedule that strategy session. I'd love to hear more about your business, how we could work together, how my system could possibly help you out. I do want to make sure that I'm a perfect fit for you and that you'd like to work with me as well. Like, I'm not just going to work with anyone. All right, so this is my video marketing and attraction, confidence, and mentorship. This is what it looks like. So week 1, we cover the video mindset, confidence, and you learn the video confidence formula. All right, so that's really the foundation of everything that will move you forward in terms of making videos to attract customers and prospects to you, to raise your authority, influence, etc. All right, week 2 covers the production gear, setup, and video apps that you can use. The 3rd week gets into video storytelling and interviewing, right? Because I've had a lot of folks recently reach out and be like, I just want to do like interviews, like live interviews. Like, you've seen the 2-person interviews. Folks use either Zoom or they use another app and they don't know what kind of app to use, etc. So we'll go over all that, so you'll be all set and good to go with your interviews and for your storytelling. So know how to structure a story. You'll know how to tell a story that attracts people to you. All right, your fourth week goes over live video. So how do you go live on Facebook? How do you go live on YouTube? How do you message and keep track? Like when you got to talk for like 10 plus minutes and there's people commenting. There's folks, you might have to share links with folks. You got to interact. You got to stay on message. You got to answer questions, right? It's a very interactive thing. It can almost be overwhelming when you're doing it. It's not just like talking live on television. It's like an interactive thing whenever you go live. So how to message and how to be poised while going live is the fourth week. The fifth week gets into how to record a message, right? So a lot of folks are like, editing really confuses me. Well, I don't want you to really have to edit. And what I teach is a simple method to not have to edit your videos. How good would that be if you just record a video, not really have to edit it, and then you're able to share your message to your audience to see results from it. And the sixth week goes over long-term success strategies. We'll go over your video content calendar. We'll go over batch recordings, etc. Now, in my program, there are weekly assignments. That's really important. So when I say, are you coachable and teachable? Do you listen? Do you do the work, right? This isn't one of those classes where you're gonna sit back, take some notes, and you're gonna see results. Making videos is about learning, taking action, and then you will get better and see results if you're able to follow my formula and rinse and repeat it. So there will be weekly assignments. I will expect any of my students to go ahead and complete those assignments. I provide script outlines as well as templates, so that it makes it really a no-brainer for you. And lastly, if you'd like to once again apply for that call, remember there's only 5 spaces left. This is not a fear of missing out thing. It's just, I only have so much time in my week. My son plays baseball. He has baseball practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My family duties and really on my call, I work during the day. I work for Fox 5 here in Atlanta. So I'm editing and doing stuff for them during the day, and I'll have a little bit of time in the evening for my calls. All right, so go ahead and apply now at Call Fearless, bit.ly/Call Fearless. And I look forward to watching you develop and succeed over your video journey, all right? So we have 10 minutes left. I can't believe I talked for 15 minutes. Can't believe that. All right, so if you have any questions for me, please drop them in the chat. All right, so Camille says, what's shift number 1? All right, shift number 1, I'm gonna back up to shift number 1, Camille, just for you. Shift number 1 is speaking on camera is the easiest type of public speaking, all right? And remember, I shared the example of May Rabano, who really got sick. Like she would have a physical reaction to having to speak publicly. And now she says the video seems, she was even in that video you saw in the video, saying the video seems to be working out for her. So she actually created a course. That's one of the, actually, she sent me a testimonial just the other day, which I was very appreciative for. She said, oh, I can share these with you now. So she said, my course is ready. Thanks to you helping me, she missed a word. Thanks to you helping me get over my fear videos. Yeah, it took a year, but I'm putting myself more out there. I have your voice in my head telling me to get over it. Now, I will say, I didn't say just get over it like that. It's like, hey, you gotta get over your fear and just go attack it and conquer your fear and make it. Kenny Rushing says, please listen to everything my video mentor says. Amani Channel coached me on video nearly 15 years ago. And if not for his help, I would not have made the millions of my TV commercials, interviews, infomercials, and internet video sales letters and squeeze pages. Thanks to you, Amani. Without it, it would not have been possible. You're the best. And there's some others, some folks that have worked with. So I'm very excited that you're even taking the time to learn about this. Oh, I guess you guys, and I know why you guys are just like, here, you want that cheat sheet, don't you? And by the way, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and I'll be sure to answer your questions. We have a few more minutes left. And let me find that link in the meantime while you're thinking of a question to ask me. Let me see where it is. Here it is right here. All right, so I'm dropping the link to the cheat sheet in the chat right now. It's bit.ly/gear cheat, which is the cheat sheet. I don't know why that didn't hyperlink. Hold on, I'm gonna see if this will hyperlink for you. Maybe those will hyperlink now. Okay, call for this. Where do you position light so you don't have harsh shadows? Will a desk lamp work? The further you are from the background will minimize the harsh shadows, Camille. So if you're like close up to a wall, like in my space, like you see me, let me see, is my screen share still? Okay, so my screen share isn't on. You don't see any harsh shadows because like the wall is way back there. So you're gonna see very minimal shadows, if at all. The further you are from the background, the less shadows are gonna be, Camille. So that's just, you kind of gotta experiment with your space, kind of experiment with where you're placing the lights. Like if I were just to use one light, I'm gonna turn off one of these lights here. Like there's gonna be more shadows on my face on this face, because that basically is all this lighting. This is the only side that's lighting my face without shadows. It's gonna be a little harsher on my face. That's why I use two lights, because that way the light's a little flatter. So you might just want to experiment with your lighting, where you're placing them, how far your distance from your background. Like some folks think you need to stand right up against the wall. Do not stand up or have yourself positioned right up against the wall. You want to be at least like 2 to 5 feet from your wall or from your background. And that's even if you are using like a backdrop or something like that. You don't want to be right up against your backdrop. You want to have it like a distance away from you. Like, I don't know how many of you have thought about using a green screen. I'll talk about green screen real quick, because a lot of folks are like, should I green screen? Green screens are great if you want to change the background, if you want to do like have yourself in the lower part of the frame and change the background. But in general, I really don't advise, like, I think even with Zoom allows you to do like change the background without a green screen. But the thing about a green screen is the lighting has to be right, and you have to, like, some folks like don't stand right up against the green screen. You have to light the green screen and light yourself separately. It's like a process. So if you are interested in green screening, I would say look at some tutorials on YouTube, or you could always ask me. But I don't really like to green screen because of the amount of post-production that's involved, because you got to take out the background, you have to replace the background, you got to do some adjustments to the image. It's just a process. Now, there are some live stream platforms. Like there's one called Ecamm for Mac. There's one called StreamYard, I think, for PC, and for Mac. It's agnostic to the platform. But it'll automatically key your background. I haven't used any of those live stream platforms to light the green screen automatically. But in general, like, this is my space. Like, it's kind of artsy fartsy. I know it's, it is what it is. It's not super cluttered, but what you can see on camera isn't cluttered. But this is my background. I'm just going to stick with this until I change something. There are times where I'll use this camera and I'll shoot back towards my desk, and it looks a little more video production-esque, where you might see on my microphone, you might see a light or something. And so just experiment with your space, Camille, is the best advice I can share. Hopefully that helps. And then Hodges says, is there a difference between using your laptop camera and a webcam? Yes, there is. So this is an external webcam that I'm using right now. It's a Logitech webcam. That's a great question. I'm gonna switch this to my I'm gonna see if I can switch to my built-in webcam. The reason why I don't use my built-in webcam is just because of the quality, and because I'm using an iMac instead of a laptop, and it's just not positioned ideally. So this is my built-in webcam. All right. What I use to do my videos, I use this Logitech webcam, which is in my affordable gear cheat sheet. So it's an HD webcam. It's super small. It can mount on any tripod. So you can even have this on a regular tripod. There's just a little screw in the bottom. I don't know if you can see, there's a screw in the bottom. It can mount on a laptop. So this little arm allows you to mount it. Let's see if I can. This arm allows you to, this arm allows you to mount it on a laptop. So it's pretty versatile. So that's the difference. You can see the difference between my built-in webcam and my HD webcam. I don't know if this is HD. I know it might be HD, but I think the quality is just not very good with it, is what I think. That's why I use an external webcam. Now, I will say that some of the gear on that affordable gear guide might be sold out, because right now webcams are in high demand because of COVID. So you might have to be patient. You have to look around. There are some knockoff webcams that you can find. They're HD webcams. I haven't bought any. I've been tempted to just sort of test out the difference. I'm sure they're fine, but I haven't really experimented with the more affordable or the knockoff webcams. Donnie says, great info as always. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I appreciate you. If you guys, like I said, if you want to schedule a call with me, I'd be more than happy to schedule some time out. Use the link. I think the hot link should work now. It looks like it's hyperlinked. Make sure you download my affordable gear cheat sheet. Ask me any questions. I mean, we're friends on Facebook, so we're friends. And y'all, let's be peaceful. Have a great week. Let's pray for peace. Let's pray for unity. Let's pray for healing, because this country needs a lot of it right now. All right. Thanks so much, folks. We'll see you soon.